Hey Lions, it's so good to see you. Today's going to be a review lesson. We will review all the sounds and sight words that we've learned, and we'll practice reading them in a new story and in isolation in some new words, and we'll also practice spelling those sounds. So this will help us become automatic. So today is a review. All right, first thing we're going to do, I will say the parts, and then I want you to blend them together. Remember, we do this because when you come to a word you don't know, you're going to say each part, and then you have to be able to blend them back together to figure out what the word is. All right, my turn. At, together, sat. Good job. My turn. Sit. Oh, I told you the word. Let's try that again. It, together, sit. Good job. All right, I'll try not to do that for the next one. I'll say the parts. You put it together. Am, together. Ram. Good job. An, together. Ran. Good. Today would be a good day if you went out and ran in the sunshine. My turn. Am, together. Sam. Okay, my turn. Man, together. Man. Good job. Now we'll do the opposite. I'm going to say the word, and then you're going to tap out the sounds. And remember, it's important we learn how to do that because that's what you do when you spell a word. You stretch the word out so that you hear every sound, and then you represent those sounds with letters. And we'll be practicing that too today. All right. Say sat. Now sound, tap out the sounds in sat. Sat. At, sat. Good job. Okay, say mat. Mat. She went to sleep on a mat. Okay, sound it. Mat. Good. Mat. Okay, say Sam. Sam is a name. Okay, now sound Sam. Am. Very good. Sam. Say ant, like the little ants that crawl around. Ant. Tap it. Ant. Good. Say and. Sound it. And. Good job. Last one. Say ran. Sound it. Ran. Good job. All right, let's review our sounds. Let's take a look at the first one. Remember, this line after the A is representing that there would be a consonant following it. That's important to know because when you have a consonant following the vowel, that means it's a closed syllable type. When you have a closed syllable, that means the vowel sound is a short vowel sound. So it will say ah instead of a. We know vowels have more than one sound. So whenever you see the vowel with a consonant after it, it's a short A sound. And remember, it's like the apple. You can have the hand motion like you're picking an apple from the tree, or you can think of the picture of the apple. My turn. Ah, together. Ah, your turn. Good job. My turn. S, together. S, your turn. Good. Like the hissing snake. My turn. Together. Your turn. Good. Like the humming monkey. My turn. Together. Your turn. Good. Like nose noise. I hope you do not have nose noise today. My turn. Together. Your turn. Good. Remember, this sound is a stop sound because you can't stretch out the sound or hold it. The other sounds were continuous sounds because you can make that sound and hold it for a while. Okay. Now, let's practice those sounds in words. Now, one thing I want us to remember, if you see a unit or a chunk of a word that you know, to be an efficient reader, you don't have to stretch those sounds out, okay? If you need to stretch them out, we'll do that. So for this first word, we will make each individual sound, and then we'll take a look at how could we read it if we recognize a smaller or a larger unit in that word. Also, some of these words are going to be nonsense words. We practice nonsense words for two reasons. One, because it helps us to know if you're able to read a nonsense word that you really understood the rules that we've taught you about syllable types, such as the closed syllable type. And it also helps us to know if you're able to make the different sounds of the letters that we've learned. It's also good practice because when we end up reading a word with more than one syllable, sometimes syllables, individual syllables, look like nonsense words. So it's good practice for when we get into some more complex words. All right, with all that said, let's get started. Okay, ready? At, sat. Now, you might have looked and you might have seen the word at, that chunk at. If you saw at, then you could have said at, set. Do you see how when you recognize a chunk, it can make you more efficient? All right, let's look here. Okay, I see at, so I'm just going to say at when I get to this part. Gnat, gnat. The little bug gnat is actually spelled with a silent G at the beginning. So this one was more of a nonsense word, or maybe it could have been short for Natalie. If it was a name, though, we would have used a capital letter. Okay. All right. I see the am chunk. So ma'am, ma'am. There is... you can refer to a woman as ma'am, but we would spell it a little bit differently. Okay, I see the an chunk again, so I'm just going to say an, ant, ant. Okay, and I see an in the middle, so we'll just say an when we get to that chunk. Ant, tant. This one is a nonsense word, but it is part of a larger word if you're reading a really large word, like tantalize. Okay, here we see am. Ready? Am, tam. Good. All right, let's review our sight words. We will read, spell, read. On, O-N, on. The, T-H-E, the. We, W-E, we. Can, C-A-N, can. I. Me, M-E, me. See, S-E-E, see. And, A-N-D, and. You, Y-O-U, you. Good job. All right, it's time for spelling. If you don't have paper and pencil, go ahead and grab it, and you can push pause on the video. And otherwise, we'll go ahead and get started. Say, ah. Good. Do you hear the short A sound? Ah, like the picking apple? Go ahead and spell ah. Ah. Does it look like this? Remember, the lowercase a just goes to the midline, and it does not go below the baseline. Say, good. Did you hear the humming monkey? Go ahead and spell that while you stretch out the sound. Remember the M, like humming monkey, just goes to the midline and it does not go below the baseline. Okay, say sat. Now we're going to tap out the whole word and we're going to write the whole word. Sat. Tap it. At. Sat. Go ahead and stretch out those sounds as you spell it. sat. Good. I heard S, like the hissing snake, like the apple, t, like the tick-tock clock, so the T. Notice the T goes to the top line. None of the letters go below the bottom. Okay. Now for this next word, we're going to listen for the last sound. Okay. Say ran. Now sound it. And go ahead and write the last sound in ran. If you forget, tap it out again. And good. Did you hear like nose noise? Remember that goes to the midline and it does not go below the bottom. Okay. Say am. Am. Go ahead and spell am. Am. Good. Do you hear A like apple and like the humming monkey? Those letters go to the midline and they do not go below the bottom line. Okay. Say Sam. Now sound it. Am. Sam. Now, if I'm a strategic speller and Sam, I hear am, and I just spelled am. So when I'm tapping it out, I can just think what was the first sound, and then I know how to spell am already. Am. Go ahead and stretch out those sounds and spell Sam. Am. Sam. Notice in the name or the word Sam, am is in there. And I used a capital S because Sam is a name. So because I made a capital, the S went to the top of the line. If we were using a lowercase s, it would stay below the midline. Okay, we are now going to spell a sight word. And this one, remember, we don't sound it out. We just need to remember this one by heart or by sight. You are an amazing speller. Y-O-U, you. Go ahead and spell you. Remember to say the letters as you write them. That way you see them and you hear them while you are writing them and feeling them. Okay? You. Y-O-U. You. Did it look like this? Good. Remember the Y goes down below the baseline. It's a basement letter. It goes to the basement. Okay, the last thing we have to do is to read our story for today. Remember, if the word is underlined, it is a heart word or a sight word, so we're just going to read them. We're not going to sound them out. If it's not underlined, that's a word that we will stretch out the sounds. Okay? Can you see me? And there's a question mark, so they're asking. Am I a man? Am I a man? Do you see how I went back to reread that? Because we had to stop to stretch out the sounds in these words. And a good reader, when they have to take some time to figure out a word, they go back and read. That way they can then focus on what was the story about, not just the individual words. And so we've got another question mark. So they're asking. I am a man. I am a man. Looks like he's eating some beans. Can you see me? I am on the mat. I am on the mat. Ooh, I'd like to be taking a nap like that too. Am, I, an, and I see an again, so I'm just going to say an, and then I'll add that sound. Am I an ant? Ant? Am I an ant? Do you notice when we have a question mark, we make our voice, we raise our voice to make it sound like we're asking it. Am I an ant? Versus, am I an ant? Do you see the difference? The ending punctuation helps us know how to read something. I am an ant. I am an ant. Can you see me? We sure can now. Now the ant's up close. I am on the can. I am on the can. Good job, readers. All right, tomorrow I hope to see you back here. We're going to learn some new sounds and some new words. Have a great day, Lions. Thanks for joining me.